FIFA 17 video. The hype for FIFA 17 is building big time right now. EA is releasing news about FIFA 17 quickly, man. We've got like the top 20 League players to look at in this video. We got the top 20 Premier League players to look at, top 20 La Liga players, although I think we know all of them, top 20 Bundesliga players to look at. I have also not looked at any of the new legends. So at the end of this video, because it's probably old content in terms of YouTube and stuff right now, but at the tail end of this video, I'm also going to be looking at all the brand new 5-star skillers. I haven't really looked at that, and all the brand new legends. So in the video, we got a lot to cover. I don't think it's going to be like an insanely long video like my other one was, where we, analyzed every single tidbit about the top 50 players released in FIFA 17. Well, editing this, that is a complete and utter lie. God help us all for another 50-minute video that I have to edit. This is going to be a little bit quicker, us just looking at the ratings and see how players are doing. I think a lot of them will already have covered in the top 50, but if you're excited for the video and for the launch of FIFA 17, which is about like a week and a half or 2 weeks away in terms of the web app and the demo and early access and all that stuff, smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it, and let's get into it. So what would that be? Number 20 is Felipe Coutinho. Dude, I'm gonna say, man, in terms of being a stats geek like myself, this is like the best ever. This is close to just turning on the web app for the launch of new FIFA to be able to look at all the new player ratings. So that's probably what I'm going to do when the web app comes out. But I absolutely love being able to look at players and their ratings. So we'll kick it off with Felipe Coutinho. Looks like he's going to be absolutely marvelous to use. High medium work rates as well. Surprised just the way EA's been going with putting players all at left mid and right mid and stuff like that, that they didn't do something dumb like that with Coutinho. They didn't. So that's a good thing. Oh my God. Willian got a nice rating boost as well, it looks like. Let's have a look here and see where the ratings boost went. 85. Oh my God. That card looks mental, man. 89 pace, 86 dribbling, 80 passing, 74 shooting. High work rates, 4-star, 4-star. Wow. That might be one of the better cards in FIFA this year, man. Unbelievable. Okay. Diego Costa. Oh my God. To think that Diego Costa is that young, and he looks like he's old enough to be my dad. Genuinely. Like every year he just looks older and older and older. Not that interested in this card. I don't think I'm going to use him. Laurent Koscielny, though, I'm pretty excited to see how his card looks. So let's see here. Yeah. You know what? I thought Koscielny would get a bigger upgrade, if I'm completely honest. Those stats look good. He doesn't have the greatest passing and dribbling. Again, I like high passing defenders, but still looks good. I actually thought he'd get a higher rating, especially based off of the incredible boost that all these players have gotten. And still, they're not giving us new pictures for a lot of these players. Like, come on, EA. Give us new pictures, man. Payet, we've already seen. We already know where he's standing. Looks like an okay card. Vincent Kompany. Injured for most of the year, but gets a upgrade, essentially, right? Because he was an 85 rated last year. That's interesting. Again, probably going to use him in like my best possible Belgian team that I build every single year. But outside of that, with those types of statistics, I can't really see myself want to use them too much other than that. Cesc Fabregas is another one that I just don't really care to use. 3-star, 3-star, average stats other than passing. So I know a lot of Chelsea fans, Spanish fans, maybe even Premier League fans are going to be excited to use them. Not for me. I'm going to be real with you guys. Santi, though. Oh, Santi with the 86 rating. Those are some decent stats. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill. So that looks a little bit better. A little bit more exciting for me to use. He's definitely short and quite weak to be using through the center of the midfield. But that is a nice card. That still is a dope card. You can't lie about that. And yeah, no, I don't know. Still not sure how much I'm going to use Santi. David Silva probably going to use a little bit more. There you go. So again, oh God, Sanchez, we already know. We've already seen these guys, haven't we? So Silva, we've already looked at. Looks like a good card. Sanchez looks like a pretty sweet card. I thought they'd squeak in. Not necessarily that he deserves 5-star skills, but the way they've been giving 5-star skills out to players and stuff like that, and I think you guys will see more of them. Well, no, you will see all of them in the in this video, but I thought, Ibra and someone like Sanchez would be getting 5-star skills, even though you guys in the comments of my last video, when I moaned about Ibra not getting 5-star skills, you guys did say that, for the last few years, he hasn't done skills. He does like fancy shots and fancy passes, And a lot of you guys argued that that doesn't necessarily mean that the player deserves skills in terms of the 5 stars. But then I would argue, why did Pogba get the 5-star skills? Because from what I've seen, he doesn't really do any crazy skills above and beyond Ibra. But anyhow, I'm excited that Pogba got the 5-star skills because it'll be a really fun card to use. Hugo Lloris, we've seen already, looks fantastic. Speaking of the devil, there, the red devil, there is Paul Pogba. Just what an insane card, man. I don't even, like, honestly, in a team at Cam, like, who am I going to use? Well, okay. EA, Kevin De Bruyne, they give us a Felipe Coutinho card. Interesting tactics, but nevertheless, that should be Kevin De Bruyne, center attacking mid Kevin De Bruyne. Eden Hazard, we've seen, we already know. Petr Cech, we already know because of the rating, of course. Sergio Aguero, we already know. So who's the highest player in the Premier League then? Is it going to be Thibaut Courtois, or I guess it'd be David De Gea, wouldn't it? Thibaut Courtois looks fantastic. We've seen all of these in the past FIFA 17 video. Mesut Ozil looks absolutely fantastic as well. That pace is nice as well. The passing and dribbling looks great. 4-star skills looks great. This De Gea, I don't know how, I guess Zlatan would be. This De Gea, I don't know how I'm going to fit him in a team because I want to use Boateng and like Maldini, or maybe my dream team will have Boateng and one of the new legends. I can't wait to show you guys. I haven't looked at the new legends, but people have spoiled Rio Ferdinand for me because, again, past and present Leeds United squad builders looking even more possible next year for FIFA, or I guess this year for FIFA 17 with yet another legend that we can use in the setup. So De Gea looks fantastic. Zlatan, I mean, I'm super excited. So Zlatan is the highest rated card in the league. Just would love it. Even if you guys don't think he completely deserves it, honestly, at the worst case scenario, in the next couple of years, if and when Zlatan retires, I hope 2 things: that Ibra locks up his player image rights for a legend card, and they give us like a 90 rated legend Ibra with 5-star skills, and give him like the stats that he had in his heyday. You know what I mean? His best ever days, whether you want to think that was Ajax, maybe not really, or Barca, or Inter, or wherever, AC Milan, wherever you want to think his best days were. I hope they give him the 5-star skills and like 78 pace or something like that. My God, Ibra's eventual legend card, if EA does it right, is going to be fantastic. So moving on from the Premier League to Ligue 1, let's have a look here and see the top 20 Ligue 1 players here. So, okay, so number 20 coming in there is Lassana Diarra. Still looks fantastic, man. Still looks fantastic. I remember even when he was at Madrid, and I think he had like a FUT 11 card in Madrid that was so good. It was an inform card. Maybe it was FUT 10. No, because FUT 10 was the time where there were informs, but they didn't get like the color changes, the black or the team of the season blue color changes and stuff. So no, I think it was FUT 11 or maybe even FUT 12, but good card. Nostalgia there, but very, very good card. Serge Aurier in the top 20 with an 83 rating. Well, I know Bateson will 100% be using this card. There's no doubt in my mind there for sure. Looks like a good card for, Ligue 1 to me, I'm going to rip through these pretty quickly because there's not many cards, like I've said this before, that I'm going to use. Ibra isn't in Ligue 1 anymore, so I don't really have much reason to use these. Trapp looks fantastic. Subasic, you know, don't really care. And maybe if I put together a Croatian national team or something for a squad builder. Glick, again, don't give 2 flying Fs about him at all. Moutinho, not gonna lie, sorry to all the Ligue 1 fans and like fans of these players, I just don't care. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna like edit myself and pretend I'm excited for stuff, you know, just to hype up the video. These players in these leagues, I don't really care about. Anyways, for the time being, Lopez, no one cares. Vincent Eniema, no one cares. Jeremy Toulalan, like just, dude, you look old enough to be my dad. Genuinely, you and Costa, and you guys aren't even that old. Do I look this old? Maybe with my weird ass haircut that I've gotten recently, I look that old, but like, I don't feel like I look. Okay, this one I'm excited about. I loved using Krykowiak this year. That looks like a dope card. Really, really does look like an absolutely fantastic card. I'm not gonna lie there. Okay, so I'm damn excited about that. Hatem Ben Arfa is another one. Oh, he's got, okay, of course he's got still the 5-star skills. Oh, baby, that card looks sick. Oh my God, that's a base card. 84 rated, 82 shooting, 82 pace, 88 dribbling, 4-star weak foot, 5-star skills, high-low work rates. Man, honestly, I'm gonna have to use that card at some point. Okay, so it looks like we are gonna be building some League. Not that I use 5-star skills a lot. I might force myself to learn more skill moves for FIFA 17. I feel like that would be a good new dimension to my gameplay. I hardly ever skill, and if I skill, I do the same like 4 or 5 skills all game, every game. So if we're doing the FUT champions, then I'm definitely gonna need to start thinking about improving my skill set, if you will. Marco Verratti, just, you know, it's a good card. I feel like in terms of an ultimate team card, though, he's going to be very average, you know? For a box-to-box midfielder, 68 pace is horrifying, but dribbling and passing is fantastic. Decent defending. I just think for Ultimate Team, a lack of pace. We don't know, though. We haven't really played FIFA 17 or anything, so we don't know if having a lack of pace in Ultimate Team is going to mean anything. Not yet, at least. Javier Pastore is a card I enjoy using every single year. Still looks like a good card. Wow. Still looks like a very, very, very nice card. Edinson Cavani could care less about using, honestly. It actually wasn't a bad card to use this year, but I just don't care. Lacazette looks like a pretty sick card, though, if I'm honest. Ooh, Blaise Matuidi we've already seen, right? Lacazette looks awesome. Let's be real. High work rates might make him a little annoying to use when you want him in the box and he's like at the center, like your own defensive end. But outside of that, looks like a dope card. Blaise Matuidi we've already seen. Angel Di Maria with the 5-star skills. Again, I've said this a few times saying, wow, Angel Di Maria's been given now 5-star skills. How does he get it but Ibra doesn't? Again, people like get so offended by little things I say in my videos or on Twitter. I'm not insulting Angel Di Maria. I need to correct myself there. I'm just saying, like, if he gets it, surely Zlatan Ibrahimovic deserves it. No? Maybe not. But anyways, that's all I'm saying. Di Maria, that's awesome that he gets the skills. I don't watch him very much, so if he does a hell of a lot of skills, I apologize. I'm just saying if he gets something like that, I'm thinking Ibra deserves it. Thiago Silva, we've already seen, and there we go. So that's the end of the league as setup. Not too worried about it. And mid-video recording, we get hummus from Steph the Chef. Thanks, babe. Wow. Hummus and what is that, rice? Rice crackers. Are those healthy, you would say? Nice, man. All right, I'm looking after my figure. All right, yeah, it's just a snack for fat 28T. Okay, so Liga done. Let's now shift into the Bundesliga. This one I'm excited about. Because we've seen like what, 5 or 6 or 10 top-rated Bundesliga players, but the lower end ones I'm excited to see where they are. So okay, having said that, Jan Sommer I could care less about. Looks like a good card though. So in a couple of squad builders we may use him. Probably not, though. Mario Götze. Wow, they destroyed his pace this year. Didn't he have like 80 pace or 78 pace or something like that in FIFA 16? Really? 70 pace for Götze. 4-star is good. Medium is kind of, you know, depending on where you want to use him, that might be annoying. Outside of that, though, like 89... Does that not look just like a bang average card? For his 84 rating. Anyways, I gotta correct myself again because people are gonna be losing their minds in the comments. I do not watch a lot of Dortmund games. I want to, trust me. We don't get a lot of coverage of the Bundesliga in Canada in general, so I don't know if this is like accurate. I'm gonna go to the comments and or my Twitch viewers and see if they would agree with this rating or not. To me, other than the dribbling though, the stats do seem pretty low. Has he put on weight or something like that? Has he pulled a Nick 28T or no? Yeah, that is a chunky picture of Götze, but anyways, who am I to talk? Socrates looks fantastic. Again, not likely to be a player I use very much because of the lack of dribbling and passing. I think that's huge, especially in hyper competitive tournaments and sessions like the FUT Champions and Division 1 and stuff. Douglas Costa I'm excited to see though. So he is indeed, of course, a left mid again, which is accurate. And though, yeah, that looks like a good card. Passing and shooting isn't the greatest, but medium-low work rates. Weak foot is 3 stars. Okay. No, I don't know how much I'm going to use this card this year, honestly. I mean, it would be kind of fun to do a Brazilian, like a different Brazilian team with maybe Costa, a different striker, like maybe even like Pato or something like that, and then going with Willian. You know, instead of doing the Neymar and Hulk setup, you can go with like the setup where you have skillers and guys that then send in the ball to maybe a taller or stronger, maybe more, well, Pato isn't that, but more skillful striker, so that's interesting. Thiago with the 5-star skills. I feel like I've watched Thiago a lot, and he is insanely skillful. And I've seen a lot of people all over Twitter saying that, oh, this is insane. How did this guy get it? Makes no sense. Didn't he have like 3-star skills for the longest time? How does he get upgraded? Dude, from what I've seen from Bayern games, and again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this card, Thiago Alcantara, even when he was at Barcelona, man, used to have incredible composure and abilities on the ball with skill moves and stuff like that. Like, I feel like from what and it's a limited amount, but from what I've seen from Thiago Alcantara over the last 3-4 years of him playing in the Champions League, whether it was at Barcelona or Bayern or whatever, I think he deserves it. Now, I know a lot of people thought or felt like I was saying Di Maria doesn't deserve the 5-star skills. No, I didn't say that. Just saying in comparison to Ibra. Ibra deserves it, but I think Thiago deserves it, honestly. And this card is, seriously, I know the pace is in there, but this card is going to be so sick to use. Not only is it going to be fun because you'll be able to use Bundesliga players around him, but you'll also be able to link up La Liga players, or you'll be able to link him up with, like, you know, certain Spanish players in the Premier League. So he's good for hybrids, but now he just looks like he's going to be so fun to use as well. You're gonna have to learn more 5-star skills other than the Balassi flick and the running scoop turn, which is genuinely the only 5-star skills that I use. I'm gonna have to turn up the style this year. Martinez, having said that, don't care at all, honestly. 52 pace, you know, although he does have decent passing, so that could be interesting. Maybe in a Bayern squad builder, but outside of that, I don't think I'm gonna use Javi Martinez a lot. Alonso, man, like, just... he doesn't deserve some of these stats, man. Like, he's such a good player. Did they not see, like, even, what, a week ago or two, when Alonso just, like, settled a ball outside of the box and did a mad ting banger into, like, the top corner? Seriously, man. Sorry, I just went roadman there. I apologize. I think he deserves way better stats. Honestly, maybe even the pace is just... what is this card? Anyways, I like this guy, dude. I do like this guy. But the pace and some of his stats are just like, what even is that for a card? Okay. What? Apparently this is Bird Leno. Seriously, if they just replace all of this with a Bird Leno, I actually will use him this year. I know this is Oblak and his card stats, but like, if Bird Leno has stats like that, I'm excited. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, we've already looked at, looks fantastic. Oh, Ribéry! I haven't even, have we seen Ribéry? Have we even looked at Ribéry yet? I haven't seen Ribéry. Oh my God. Okay, so he's got a nerf and a few stats, right? He's dropped in rating, but still, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, still gonna be a fun card to use. To be fair, in FIFA 16, I have not used Ribéry at all. I'm trying to remember even when I used Ribéry. Never, I don't think. Maybe in the Bayern Munich pass and present squad builder that we did in FIFA 16, maybe I used him then. But honestly, this card, I'm gonna have to use him this year. He just looks awesome. Slow pace, definitely slow paced in compared to using someone like Marco Reus, but looks dope. David Alaba, still a left back, of course. We've already seen him already, but looks like an incredibly awesome card. The Mule we've already seen. Based off of what I think the Mule should have, I think his rating is right, but his stats, his card stats look weird. In-game stats should be good, though. Arturo Vidal looks incredible. Going to use him a lot this year. He's one of my favorite box-to-box mids to use in FIFA 16, so I'm hoping it carries on into 17. Matt Hummels, don't really care about, although it's really nice to see that he's got good passing and dribbling stats. So I don't imagine I'm going to use Matt Hummels a lot unless I'm being forced to use a full Bundesliga setup, but he looks good. I'd rather use Boateng. That's just me. I'm a Boateng fanboy. Have been forever. Arjen Robben, honestly, I know he's got a nerf. People can argue the positives of him and the deserving of him getting the nerf, and then people can argue the way they don't think he deserves to have his pace and his stats dropped. I could care less about that argument. I still think that's a good card. I'm going to revive my best possible or my favorite Dutch squad for this year, even though they don't even deserve it. Like, this international break that's just gone by, they played garbage. They lost to Greece, for God's sake. So still, the Netherlands are the joke of the international footballing community, in my opinion, but don't let me get into that. I could talk about that endlessly. Marco Reus looks fantastic. We've already seen it. Philipp Lahm, not a right back I'm going to use. I got to be honest. Unless pace is meaningless this year, I can't see myself using Reus at right back. Lewandowski looks fantastic. Absolutely. Again, I don't really... I honestly, call me a pace whore all you want, but I think I'm going to use Alba this year over Lua. I will try him, though, to be fair. But this is just the... I wish I could edit in the angelic music, man, because this is... without a shadow of a doubt, going to be the best center back in FIFA. I'm calling it right now. I'll be happy to be proven wrong, whether people think Maldini is better or Koscielny is better or maybe Rio Ferdinand is better, but just look at that card, man. 4-star weak foot, medium, those dribbling stats, the passing stats. It's just, what a card. Oh, we haven't seen Jordi Alba. Anyways, everybody's gonna hate me for saying this. I'm using this card all year. I'm not using Jordi Alba, but having, oh my God. Then you look at those stats though. Oh my sweet Jesus. People are going to be so upset with PK as well. I can guarantee it, especially Barcelona fans, that he's 86 rated and Ramos is what, like 90 rated or something, or 89 rated. I'll leave you guys to argue that. I don't want to cause too much of a firestorm or poop storm, if you will, in my comment section. This card does look absolutely mental, I do have to say, though. As much as I want to use this card, I'm feeling like in hyper competitive, like Division 1 or FUT Champions setups, this may be the card I'll have to use. He just looks too good. Really, though. Hey? Looks absolutely too good. All right, PK. Holy God. Barcelona fans are going to be very, very, very upset about this. Wow. 61 pace. Does he even just 64 dribbling? Like, I get that. Okay, maybe EA and based off of how things have gone over the last year, I would agree that Ramos is definitely the better player and stuff like that at this point in time. But like that much of a nerf? 61 pace, 64 dribbling, 70 passing, 76 physical. Wow, man. Anyways, whatever. I'll leave it at that. That is a surprisingly low-rated card, man. To be fair, though, I don't watch PK. I watch every Madrid game as much as I can. I hardly watch Barcelona, though, I gotta say. So, I don't know. That seems like a pretty damn low-rated card. 76 physical, especially, and the pace just seems wrong. But anyhow, James Rodriguez, we've already seen him, looks great. All these guys now are top 50 players, right? So outside of PK, we've seen every single one of them in my last FIFA 17 video. So James, I'm excited about. Benzema, I don't really care about, honestly, because I'm going to be using Cristiano Ronaldo at striker. Busquets, I think he finally got, I'm just repeating myself now, but I think he finally got his player rating that he deserves. His card stats are wrong. I think he deserves much better defending. I honestly think he deserves about 85 passing as well. I think he's the best. Is it? Could I say he's the best? I think I could say that. In world football, he probably over the last few years has been the best holding and or ball playing central midfielder in the world. I just think he deserves better stats. So anyways, call me a Madrid fan all you want, but I can admit that. I don't really like Busquets in terms of real world football because he's like a, you know, he's kind of like the Pepe type of player. Like, I don't like the cheating and play acting and diving, but you can't deny his abilities. Anyways, Rakitic getting a dope upgrade. I think a lot of people will be happy about that. Probably not going to use Rakitic very much, but a lot of you guys will be happy. Jan Oblak again. I don't know if I'm going to use him very much. He looks dope. He looks like an awesome card. So maybe La Liga team. I'd love to use Keylor Navas, but based off of the way the ratings have gone, Keylor Navas is going to be what, like an 85 rated card or something? Maybe lower. Tony Cruz looks awesome again. That pace could be a little worrisome, but definitely going to test him out. Just don't know how much I'm going to use him. Pepe looks awesome. I think based on the year he's had, again, like Cristiano Ronaldo, won the Euros, and to be fair, you guys hated on me for saying Ronaldo had a great year and he won the Champions League and he won the Euros, and you guys said he was terrible in the Euros. He wasn't the greatest, obviously, in the final. He got bloody injured, but in terms of like a player manager, he's still like, I thought he did incredible for the team in the final. I know he was injured, so ignore that. But outside of that, he did incredible in some knockout games and not so good in others. But he still won the Euros. He still won the Champions League. Did well in Champions League. Didn't do the greatest in the final again. I don't disagree with you guys. However, you can't deny that Pepe has been absolutely mental this year. Incredible for Real Madrid. Incredible for his country. Incredible for his country. In that final, leading up to the final, Pepe was fantastic. Genuinely fantastic. So I think he deserves all of this. I honestly think his passing and dribbling should be better, but hey, that's just the Madrid fanboy in me coming out maybe a little bit too much. Honestly, Iniesta, just the everlasting high-rated beast, without a shadow of a doubt. Still think he probably deserves a little bit better stats, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. Griezmann, I think deserved, if not probably deserves even better stats than that, honestly. I do think probably would deserve even better stats like that. Not this year, unfortunately for him, because of all the other players in the world and how all the other players have done this year. I don't think he's going to get into the Team of the Year in January, the Ballon d'Or Gala, or for EA. He deserves it. It's crazy to think that, like, this coming January, there will be someone of Bale, Messi, Ronaldo, unlikely, Neymar, did I say Suarez, Griezmann, that won't get into the Ballon d'Or Gala Team of the Year. There's only 3 attacker spots. And I think with how Bale did this year, and I think with how Ronaldo won and did well statistically this year, and Messi being Messi, I think the top 3 Team of the Year players are going to be, like, in the Ballon d'Or Gala and for the Team of the Year for Ultimate Team. I think You can even quote me on that now from, you know, the beginning of September. But I think it's going to be Ronaldo, Bale, and Messi. It could easily be Ronaldo, Suarez, Neymar. It could easily be Ronaldo, Griezmann, Messi. Like, it's just crazy to think that there's going to be two absolutely insane players that just don't make it into the Ballon d'Or gala. Anyways, neither here nor there. Godin, don't really care about. Luka Modric, very excited about. Sergio Ramos, there it is. Like, those stats in comparison to PK, oh my god. Wow. Anyways, I will be using this card. I'm excited to see if his high medium work rates affect him again this year. They didn't at all in FIFA 16. I'm hoping for the same for 17. Gareth Bale. It's just looking at these players, for me, my dream team is, and I will do a dream team squad builder for before the game comes out, because I'd love to see, like, in a few months where my dream teams was at the start of the year and what I wanted to put together versus what my eventual dream team is when FIFA actually comes out. But for the time being, I'm thinking it's going to be, unfortunately for Suarez, it's going to be Neymar at left forward, Leo Messi. Honestly, I do have to agree with some of you guys. Like, some of Messi's stats, I know you guys again were upset that Ronaldo's higher rated than Messi. I will give you this, Barcelona fans and just football fans and Leo Messi fans. Some of these stats are moronic. Maybe not the pace. I do think that Messi's pace is pretty indicative of how quick he is. And let me get to Ronaldo for a second. But his passing is wrong. Like, come on. Leo Messi is nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. I think Leo Messi deserves a little bit better passing than that. Like, come on. And so having said that, where I think Leo Messi's pace stats are accurate, I actually think that the way Ronaldo has played this year, and Ronaldo's pace has notably gone down over the last year or two even. I think Messi's pace is accurate. I do, but I think Ronaldo's pace should probably be in and around there as well. 88, 89 pace. Ronaldo is still rapid, and 88, 89 pace is still rapid as hell. But Ronaldo, I don't think is 92 pace anymore. I genuinely don't think Ronaldo's is 92 pace anymore. And that's coming, again, from a Real Madrid fan. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree with that? Like, I think Messi's passing is wrong. I think his pace is accurate. And I think Ronaldo's pace is inaccurate. I think it needs to be a little bit lower. That's kind of my overview. So there's the top 20 of all the new leagues and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys have been able to enjoy this experience with me. You know, a lot of this has been new to me. And for those of you that have already seen the new Legends ratings and stuff like that and all that, this part of the video may be boring, or maybe it won't be because you get to see my reactions to it. But that's what I want to do. I've kind of done what I could to stay away from the ratings of these players, and I'm very excited for it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I'm not really gonna use, you know, so I don't really care about his stats. But they do look decent. You know, I feel like for a card, like, again, for an Ultimate Team card though, unless Legends are super overpowered like they were this year, I just don't know if he's gonna be a great card to use. Low physicality, you know, doesn't have crazy pace, doesn't have crazy skills, you know, so I don't know. Outside of that, his stats look decent, but for me, you know, not the dopest thing on earth. Jamie Carragher, all I can think about for Jamie Carragher is the way he was playing during the Wembley Cup, man. Like, did this guy, I don't know. I was very, like, blah with Jamie Carragher. I know a lot of people hate him, Liverpool fans, of course, maybe you consider him a legend, you love him and stuff like that. I just didn't give a crap about Jamie Carragher. But I can now say that I hate the guy. Like, in the Wembley Cup, like, he was just playing like a complete prick. It's essentially a charity game with, like, YouTubers, and you're running around calling people effing pricks and stuff like that, and, like, elbowing guys in the face, and, like, after the ball, you, like, shove players to the ground like you're trying to assert your dominance. Like, I don't know, man. Honestly, like, after watching that game, you know, between Spencer and his selected YouTubers and Joe Weller and his YouTubers, and then the whole beef with, I was just like, dude, this guy, man, not a fan of him anymore. Anyways, I'm gonna be real, bros. This card, I had no idea about him at all in any way. I'm a football fan, I'm a soccer fan, whatever you want to call it. No clue about this guy in terms of what his stats should be, what they are. But looking at his stats, he looks like he could be one of the most overpowered legends in FIFA 17. 92 pace, 87 dribbling, 87 shooting, 4-star skills, and high medium work rates. I know that he's short, but, like, it won't matter. He's going to be outrageous. He might even be better than George Weah, and he's 87 rated. So his price over the course of this year might come down dramatically. Looks like he'd be a fantastic card. I mean, look at Michael Owen this year, right? Like, Michael Owen was relatively cheap near the tail end of the year. Like, 200, 300, 400K for Michael Owen. This guy's even lower rated, so looks pretty awesome. I gotta say, this may be the one card. Unfortunately, I don't disagree with the high work rates, but Emmanuel Petit, this may be one of the new legends that I'm most excited about. Why? Because I now have a new card that I can use as a defensive-minded midfielder. Again, I realize that he has high work rates, so he's probably going to push up the field more than like a Patrick Vieira would in your team or like a Keane would in your team. But he just looks so good. He looks insane. He looks absolutely incredible. So I'm very excited to test this guy out. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to continue using Patrick Vieira. For those of you guys that don't know, I don't even know why I'm going to show you this, but to give you an example, this is literally the tail end of the year, my dream team for the end of the year for FIFA 16 Ultimate Team. I mean, it is my dream team. This is the best possible setup of the team I've been using all year long. Now, if you look at Emmanuel Petit and then you look at Vieira's stats, some of Vieira's stats, no offense to Vieira, but they're so much better than Petit in terms of the dribbling and the pace and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I'm going to test them both out, but like, I do, based off of the stats of Patrick Vieira, even for FIFA 17, I do think that this is very similar to what my dream team is going to be like next year. I do think, though, that I'm probably, going to use probably Paul Pogba. I think that might be the only difference in the midfield. It's like either Ruud Gullit or Modric. Unfortunately, one of them is going to make way to a Paul Pogba, and it might end up being Modric. Anyways, well, I don't know why I'm showing you guys this. That is the dream team. It just looks absolutely incredible. I hope I can put something together like that next year or for FIFA 17 Ultimate Team in another couple of days. Juan Sebastian Veron, another one I don't give two craps about. I honestly don't give two craps about. All I remember is, like, even as a kid or teenager or whatever, watching the Premier League, Veron, everyone thought was going to be incredible when he went to Man United, and he was terrible. Like, every time I watched or caught a Man United game, he was just so bad. He seemed so bad. So that's what I remember as Veron. So just doesn't seem like a player that I would give two poops about using. Building on that, though, I realize that he made himself a legend and all that stuff at Man United, but just from the small amount of time he was at Leeds, honestly, that card. This card might replace Maldini. Now, he doesn't have the greatest passing and dribbling, especially when you compare him to Maldini, but he does have the 81 pace and the 90 defending and the 86 physical. Now, I'm gonna say something here again, though. I don't remember a time when Rio Ferdinand was 81 pace. I don't. I love Rio Ferdinand's picture, by the way. I know a lot of people, but I remember this just the worst cornrow hair. This is like when cornrows and stuff like that were like super in, right? Like, I remember, what was it? Kanu used to have them and stuff like that. And like Adebayor, I think even back when he was at Arsenal, used to have them. So this just reminds me of my childhood or my teenage years, if you will. So I'm very excited about this card. I'm going to test him out. This has really surprised me because, again, I thought my dream team would be Boateng and Maldini, but I'm going to definitely test out Rio Ferdinand. I'm excited to use him. I don't know if he will replace Maldini in my dream team. We'll see. We will give him a good test, though, like 10, 20, 30 games. We'll definitely give him a good run and see where he lines up. Overmars, I'm kind of excited for, I got to say. And the one thing I'm really, really excited for, obviously, he has a lack of skills and stuff like that, but again, for my Dutch dream team, like, he's got to get in there. Memphis Depay has fallen off the face of the earth, you know what I mean, in terms of what he's doing and how he's now just unable to even get back into the Man United team with Mourinho there. So, in terms of a dream team, I think Overmars is just going to be someone I have to use. The pace is a little mental, I gotta say. But yeah, he just looks awesome, man. The lack of skill moves is a little depressing, but outside of that, he looks awesome. And I'm gonna say this, as a Leeds United fan, I chuckled a little bit at the amount of rage that Man United fans, and maybe even just Paul Scholes fans in general, had. If you haven't seen Paul Scholes' rating, and in terms of some of his stats, I'm just going to say this right now. Have a look at them, okay? Have a look at them. They look insane. They look insane. The 89 rating, the stats everywhere, but I still think that he's been underrated. Dude, pretty much every footballer and or manager in the world has said that Paul Scholes is and was the best, if not one of the best midfielders in the world. You have one of the best passing midfielders in world football, as said in multiple interviews by the best players in the world, saying this guy was the best passer they've ever seen, and they give him 89 passing? this is like giving Messi 86 passing. Now, I disagree with it, but this is before we see the in-game stats. So that's all I'm going to say, Man United fans and stuff like that. EA just could have nerfed a certain part of the passing calculation, which ruins his passing. So he could have like 95 short passing and 95 long passing, but maybe you guys would also still disagree with it, but maybe his like crossing is like 60 or something like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like maybe it's the crossing that has just made him terrible. Similarly, there's not just that I think is incorrect, man. Like, I don't think his physical is near enough as good as it should be. I honestly don't think his dribbling is near enough as good as it should be. Maybe his pace is accurate. Do you guys not think, like, from watching Scholes, like, I still think he had an incredible, like, acceleration. So maybe in game, he has, like, an 80 acceleration, but he has, like, a 60 top speed or something like that. You know what I mean? Well, I do have to say, and, like, the 3-star in terms of weak foot and skill moves and stuff like that, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying though. That's genuinely what I'm saying. Like, I am in no way a Man United fan, and I can look at that and just say that card, they got it wrong, man. They got it wrong. I do disagree with so much of that card. But again, I would say very similar to a lot of the players that you guys have looked at, that their stats look dumb and stuff like that. Wait till you see in-game stats, because in-game stats are going to mean a hell of a lot more than just a face card stat of 89 passing. Same thing for Messi. You know, that's kind of where I'm leading to. I agree with most of you guys saying that a lot of those stats are wrong, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for the in-games. Alessandro Del Piero, like, I know, again, one of my childhood best friends, obviously still best friends with him. He, growing up, this was his favorite player, you know, to watch, and favorite player ever. When we were playing, I would pretend I was Zlatan, he would pretend he was Del Piero, you know, at times I would pretend I was Kluivert and stuff like that too, but this was his guy, so I know he's foaming at the mouth at the thought of using Del Piero. I do think he deserves 4-star skills minimum, though. I do. And low work rates? What? Outside of that, you know, skill moves and the work rates, I don't necessarily agree with. I think everything else is awesome. I do. The work rates and the skill moves, and then, okay, I'm gonna say this again. Think in your head. I am, you know, a, whatever you want to call it, plastic Canadian Real Madrid supporter. The rating on Puyol, I would argue, is even a bit low. The stats on Puyol, some of them are awesome, and then other of them I don't agree with, man. Defending and physical, Puyol was a force to be reckoned with, for sure, from anything I've seen. But does he not deserve a little bit better pace? I mean, maybe dribbling and passing, you know, you can argue that till you're blue in the face. But Puyol was rapid, from what I remember, anyways. Rapid in comparison to center backs of his time. I thought mid-70s pace, something like that. Honestly, like mid-70s to maybe even low 70s at the worst. Like 72 to 75 pace is what I thought he would get, and I even thought his passing would be like high 60s to low 70s. But anyways, that's just me. Honestly, I still think he's going to be an awesome card to use. But again, in terms of FIFA Ultimate Team, super competitive divisions games, super competitive FUT Champions games, I can't see too many people using him because of the stats. I'm probably gonna rip through these. Like, yeah, I could care less. I mean, bronze pack method, it'd be really cool to pack this guy because he'd sell for quite a bit. Odua, honestly, probably gonna be worth a hell of a ton. So very excited about that. Oh, Leeds United. Wish they still kept him, man. Can't remember, did they sold him or loan him out? Why did they? Anyways, Leeds United, whatever. Never gonna use that card, let's be real. Mastur, you know, pretty exciting to have him in the setup, but never gonna use that card, gotta be honest. Alanzinho, don't really care about, gotta be honest. Rakale, don't care. You know, there are the stats for those of you guys that maybe are South African fans of the nation or whatever, the league. I'm just not gonna use them. Elyounoussi looks a little bit more interesting. I do have to say, the rare cards to non-rare cards, they look worse than they ever have. I'm sure in-game, when the cards are like moving and dynamic and you've got that like shiny thing that moves on and off of the cards, they'll look better in-game. But like straight up pictures, the rare cards just don't look that special. Legends look awesome, informs and all that look awesome, but like rare cards look as crappy as ever. Illusinio, that's a pretty sweet card, but never gonna use him. Arroyo, he was a 5-star skiller this year as well, right? I think I packed him a few times. Don't really care. Martinez, honestly, like 90% of these I'm not gonna care about. Carlos Villanueva, not gonna care about. Ricardo Kishna, to be fair, I'm excited about using. Again, another Dutchie, left-footed, of course, but those skills look like he could be fun to use. Again, though, like, Lazio fans can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's done pretty much nothing, right? Hasn't he been a huge flop even at Lazio? So I can't imagine anything's going to change over the course of this year. Maybe he's not even at Lazio, honestly, or won't be at Lazio for the start of the year. Aiden McGeady, again, meh, don't really care about. This guy looks like he'd be fun to use. Again, very, very much like a Thiago Silva. So Alexandru Maxim looks pretty sick, I do have to say. Again, you'd want to use him central because he doesn't have the craziest pace, but for poor or cheap squad, 5-star squad builders, that's going to be a sweet person to use. Musonda looks fun. Dude, wasn't he 5-star, for the love of Christ? Wasn't this guy a bronze last year? Wow. I might have to, and he's in La Liga now, isn't he? Of course he is. That looks like a very fun card. That might be one of the cards we try and use at the start of FIFA for the Poor Man Road to Glory. I think I've discovered, now that I'm saying this in front of potentially 50 to 100,000 people that are watching the video, I think that might be a card that I try and trade with early on. 5-star, dude. He was, right? I think he was. He was a bronze. Now, the shooting is pretty terrible and stuff like that, but still, man. And the passing isn't great. I still think that's going to be a fun card to use. You just know the way FIFA plays, he'll still be beastly. Yannick Bolasie, I don't think he's going to be the greatest at Everton, but that probably still going to be a very fun card to use in FIFA. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, 89 pace, 84 dribbling, okay passing and shooting. Matias Fernandez, meh. I gotta say though, I'm not that excited to use him because his freaking team of the season card this year was so bloody disappointing for me. Outside of that though, looks pretty awesome. Andre Carrillo looks like an awesome card again. Don't know. Wow, dude, never mind. He looks like a good card. All right, Portuguese league player we might use. So where is Renato Sanchez? I mean, maybe it's just the talent. Maybe Sanchez doesn't deserve the 5-star skills. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of the overall talent, not necessarily the 5-star skills themselves. I guess Sanchez. Oh, yo, yeah, you forget this guy. I don't even care. No offense. I just honestly, I'm probably never going to use him. Stefan El Shaarawy, man. FIFA 12 being reborn. Imagine they just made him a center forward and silver card for all of us FIFA 12 fanboys. That was one of the best cards in FIFA 12. The 5-star weak foot, 5-star skiller, 73 or 70 or 71 rated center forward silver Stefan El Shaarawy will be using this card. Gonna be doing running scoop turns for days with this guy, man. Quadrado, again. Weird little tidbit of info for you guys, but like Juve didn't even buy, like Chelsea loaned this guy out. As far as I know, I might be getting this wrong. They loaned him out to Juve for 3 years. Anyways, that seems so exorbitant, if you will, in terms of a loan spell. But anyhow, Nani. I mean, I guess in terms of, I guess in terms of Chelsea, that's probably a smart play. Maybe a smart play. I don't know. Anyways, it just seems weird. Was it 2 years or 3 years? I think it was even 3 years. Nani looks awesome. You know, a little bit slower. Shooting isn't the dopest, but definitely going to be a fun card to use. And I guess the way the player animations are in packs, you're not going to really get trolled thinking it's Ronaldo, because if you get a Ronaldo, you get an entirely new animation where he steps out behind the pack, which is going to be nuts. But the trolling from pack pulls is going to be pretty low this year, right? Because the top 100 players all have that special card animation. Ricardo Quaresma, the basket case himself, still looks awesome. Gotta be real. I don't know how often I'm going to use this guy, but he does look pretty awesome. Douglas Costa, we've already seen. Thiago, we just looked at. Hatem Ben Arfa, we already looked at. Mahrez! Deserved. Yeah? I think deserved. Wow! What a card now. 85 rated Mahrez. 88 dribbling, 77. Wow, and I thought I was going to use Willian in my Premier League teams. I mean, I'm still going to try out Willian, but Mahrez... Holy Toledo, what a nice card, man. Yeah, there's maybe a little bit more pace, but that looks like a sick card, man. That looks like a sick card. Ribéry we've looked at, Di Maria we've looked at, JJ, honestly, man, thank goodness that we packed him in FIFA 16 this year, because he's a card that I just would never think of using. Like, if I'm going to use a legend, if I'm using my main account, I'd rather use Ruud Gullit, a big beastly player. And unlike my poor man Road to Glory, I always tend to use, like, I think, like, higher rated cards that are cheaper or whatever. But we packed him on our Pack Gods Road to Glory account, and he is nuts. Not even just his skilling and dribbling and all that stuff. He's just so good, dude. And then honestly, building up from, again, watching the Wembley Cup, this guy just makes football fun to watch. Even at his age and being a retired footballer, watching him in the Wembley Cup just skilling YouTubers and doing outrageous skill moves makes me want to use him in FIFA even more so. So I think this guy's actually going to be a very popular card in FIFA 17 because of the last, like, you know, little bit of stuff that's happened on YouTube. And you guys don't think that, like, YouTube affects the FIFA 17 market? It does, in a big way, in a big way. So I think he'll be very popular. Pogba we've already looked at, that's awesome. Neymar, of course, we've looked at, that's awesome. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, that's awesome. Now we can see Pele's rating as well. Dude, it's just never gonna pack them. We've been opening an exorbitant amount of packs every year, and we've never packed a Pele, and I don't think I ever will. You know, it's crazy to think that certain YouTubers have, though. Like Jesse, it's Fangs randomly packed a Pele. What? I didn't. Anyways, so I think that's actually going to be the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy it and lasted all the way here, undoubtedly this has again become like a 30 to 40 minute long video. I apologize. I try to make these quick, and then I start talking and yammering endlessly about every single player. But if you did enjoy it and you've made it all the way here and you're hyped for FIFA 17, smash the like button. I love you guys. I can't wait for the new game. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!